evidence. Why is it important? So why is it important is covered under 3 aspects. Number 1, dia punya point as a restrainer to false, weak and unsubstantiated claims. Number 2, to ensure that one's claim is upheld, to avoid perjury. Number 3, to help the judge to arrive at the just decision. So basically ada 3. Okay, so we'll go to the first one. What happened? Okay, next. Okay, so what is proof? Proof is anything that gives reason for believing something to be true. Contoh, you ada boyfriend. Your boyfriend kata dekat you, I love you. Apa buktinya I love you? Apa? You need proof, right? Contoh, fakta dia I love you. Bukti dia beli untuk you chocolate, dia bawa you pergi jalan-jalan, you know, dia bawa you, dia jumpa your parents, minta izin nak keluar dengan you know. Apa lagi, dia belanja you makan, you know. He calls you every day. Tu contoh that I love you. Sama juga macam dekat court. Contoh kalau you nak minta cerai atas alasan you nak minta fasah. Alasan yang you kata your husband abuse you. Physical abuse, hari-hari kena pukul. Okay? You go to court, you filekan perceraian atas you filekan fasah, reason bercerai pasal suami ni seorang yang mendera, he abuses you. But you go to court, you just tell the judge, on such and such date, I was being abused by my husband, you know. He slapped me in the face, you know, there were bruises on your body. So judge tanya, so what's your proof? Do you have any photos? No, I didn't record. I didn't take photos of the bruises. Did you lodge a police report? No. Who saw your husband hitting you? No one. So in those kind of cases where you don't have any proof, therefore you'll not get the fasah. Simple as that. When you go to court, you need proofs. So kalau let's say you nak filekan fasah based on the reason husband you abuse you kena forward lah police report, kemukakan as evidence police report, which is documentary evidence. The medical statement, katalah you jumpa doctor. After you being abused, you went to the hospital. You get a medical report from the doctor. Then probably you have some photos, you know. And after you were hit, you went to see your sister. And then she took photos, then she saw what happened. So those are the things that you can use as evidence. In absence of that, you cannot file a claim. If you do file a claim, you cannot win the case. Okay? So actually proof is whatever makes something clear. You want to prove a fact, you need some kind of proof to show that this is true. Okay? In common law, anything in the court of justice that can make things clear ascertains the truth of a fact or point of law. Okay, next. Okay, in Arabic, Bayyinah, proof is called Bayyinah. Bayyinah ni besar tau. You imagine macam it's like one universe. This is Bayyinah. Dalam Bayyinah tu you have yang kecil-kecil ni. Okay, so Bayyinah is anything that clarifies or explains a right or an interest, a hak or an interest, anything. Okay. So according to Dr. Mahmoud Saidun, okay, he's one of the jurists for Islamic evidence law, includes anything required by the court, okay, anything that the court requires to arrive at a just decision. Because when you go to court, you need evidence. So in absence of no evidence, therefore, no cases can be tried. Okay, so therefore, court not arrive to just decision, they need something which ada relevance to the matter in dispute. Okay, this would embrace the proof evidence provided by the plaintiff, the defendant, the witness, expert witness, etc. So the evidence given may relate to facts or points of law or professional opinion. Okay, this is definition given by Muhammad Saidun. Okay, we look at another definition. Next. Okay, Ibn Qayyim ni kata Bayyinah is a concept of evidence which includes anything that clarifies, explains or proves a position, right or interest which the court or judge may consider in rendering justice to the rightful party or in delivering a just decision. Okay. So according to Ibn Qayyim, Bayyinah is anything that clarify, explains, or proves a position, right, and interest. They're different tau. A position is your stance. A right is hak. Your interest is kepentingan you. So three things. Explain, clarify, proves a position, right, or interest, okay, in court. So the judge can use it either to judge, to render justice to the rightful party, or to deliver a just decision. Okay, this is according to Ibn Qayyim. So the definition of Bayyinah is inclusive in our Federal Territory Act as Bayyinah, Shahadah, oral evidence, documentary evidence. Ini dalam section 3, you can have a look. Pakistan Article 2 and Brunei section 3. Okay. Next. So why is it important? To clarify everything, because you cannot prove the truth without any evidence. Betul tak? So apa evidence yang you dah kahwin? Katalah you pergi somewhere kan, tiba-tiba datang pegawai pencegah maksiat datang, Jais datang, ketuk pintu tengah-tengah malam, and you kata, oh kahwin lah. Apa bukti dah kahwin? Anyone?
Sijil nikah.
Betul. So kalau you kata I dah kahwin, apa bukti dah kahwin? Sijil nikah lah. So in absence of the sijil nikah, memang you kena prosecute masuk mahkamah atas tuduhan berhaluat. Macam tu. So you cannot ascertain the truth without having evidence. So the judge ni, dia nak decide ni, dia kena betul-betul adil. Dia tak boleh ada mana-mana pihak yang persuade dia ke. Without having evidence, you cannot come to a just decision. Okay. So we'll go to the first importance. Okay, next. Okay, so the first point is that as a restrainer of false, weak, and unsubstantiated claims. Like I explained, in order to win a case in court, you nak buat allegation, nak buat tuntutan dekat mahkamah, perlu kepada genuine, authentic evidence. Okay. So let's say you have evidence, but not so strong. You have other evidence. So the other evidence will corroborate your main evidence. Okay. So only those with strong proof evidence, bukti yang kukuh, can win their case in court. The case will be entertained. Otherwise, tak boleh. So if you are the person filing the case in court, we call you plaintiff. Okay, kalau macam, let's say kalau the action is brought by way of summons, you are called the plaintiff. If it's an application, therefore you are being called the applicant. Okay. If it's in high court, if it's in Mahkamah Rayuan, then you call appellant. So the appellant, the applicant, the plaintiff, since you are bringing in the claim, you are making the claim, therefore you must have evidence. You cannot simply make a claim based on you tak puas hati, tapi sebenarnya it's not true. Then that will become satu dakwaan yang fasid, yang tak ada bukti. Therefore boleh sekiranya benda tu dibuktikan tidak betul, maka akan menjadi satu fitnah. And tak pasal-pasal you kena sama malu. So you make sure if you want to go to court, the plaintiff especially must prove that he has evidence, that only he can proceed in court. So this is stated in section 73 and 74 of kita punya Federal Territory Act. Okay. So let's look at the supporting authority for this. Next. Okay. This is an Islamic subject, Islamic evidence law. So therefore our references through any topic would be Al-Quran, Sunnah, practices of the companion, and then you would have case law. Okay. So kita akan tengok 4 aspect. So the first you have the case of Surah An-Nisa ayat 15. Okay, it's stated there, as for those of women who are guilty of immoral conduct, call upon 4 from amongst you to bear witness against them. We have another ayat Quran, which is Surah An-Nur, verse 4. And those who accuse chaste women and do not provide 4 witnesses, lash them with 80 lashes, and do not accept from them testimony ever after. This is for qazaf. Qazaf is you accuse a woman of committing adultery. You don't have any proof. Therefore, if you are unable to bring forth 4 witnesses, penalty is you'll be lashed 80 lashes and your testimony will not be accepted forever. Okay, next. Okay, we have a hadith. If the people claims were to be accepted on their face value, some person would claim others' right, blood and properties, but evidence lies on the plaintiff whose oath is on the defendant. Okay, next. Okay, so we have another case of Lian. When Hilal bin Umayyah, he accused his wife of committing zina with Sharik bin Sahma. So what happened was Hilal was a very good man. So one day he caught his wife having sex with another guy, Sharik bin Sahma. He like, oh my God, that's my wife with another man. So he went to see the Prophet. He told the Prophet, Ya Rasulullah, now I saw my wife, committing adultery with another man. I saw. And then Rasulullah said to him, you have to bring 4 witnesses. You have to bring 4 witnesses. And then he said, I don't have any witness. I just saw with my own eyes. You have to bring 4 witnesses. Ya Rasulullah, isn't the testimony from a husband who saw with his own eyes that his wife committed zina, isn't that good enough? Then Rasulullah said, no. Okay. The evidence, if he, in his absence to bring witnesses, 4 witnesses, then Rasulullah said, the evidence punishment will be inflicted on your back. So kok macam mana pun kalau dia bagi tahu Rasulullah, I nampak wife I melakukan zina. Tapi Rasulullah kata, no, bawa 4 saksi. So bila tak ada 4 saksi ni, consider macam dia qazaf. Dia kena hukuman 80 sepatan based on surah An-Nur 4 dan dia punya testimony cannot be accepted forever. Okay. So kalau dekat sini, should we provide evidence if one of us has seen his wife committing such an act? Itu yang dia tanya Rasulullah tu, and then Rasulullah kata the evidence punishment will be inflicted on your back. Meaning to say that you need evidence to substantiate a claim. Otherwise, no point. Okay. So we have the case of Sayyidina Ali and the Jew. Okay, Sayyidina Ali ni, he is known as masa ni rasanya Rasulullah dah meninggal kot. Amirul Mukminin, sebab dia macam I think khalifah yang keempat kan, the last one. Okay. So ni dia berperang. So tiba-tiba ada satu Jew, bawa lah satu perisai, So the Jew claimed that was his perisai. Tapi Ali kata, no, that is my perisai. That's my shield. Sebab dia ada lambang something lah. Ali kata, that's mine. But dia kata, Jew kata, no, it's mine. It's been mine all along. And then Ali wasn't happy. So they went to see a judge, a judge to determine whose perisai was it. So the judge said, okay, I'm asked to witness your case, present your case. So Ali pun bagi tahu lah, I was walking and then I saw my shield in the hands of this man, this Jew guy. I know it's not his, it's mine because I've been using it all along. So when you make a claim at court, you must what? Bring what? You kena bawa apa kalau you pergi court?
Proof.
Yeah. Did he have any proof? He didn't. He just saw that man bringing his shield. Dia nampak macam tu. Lepas tu hakim kata, what proof do you have, ya Amirul Mukminin? Although you're the ruler of this, I mean, you're the leader, the state leader. Tapi this is a court, you still need to bring proof. So dia kata, hakim lah. I have my children, Hussein and Hassan, who can testify that the shield belongs to me. So he brought. Hassan pun kata, yes, that shield belongs to my father pasal ada gambar lion ke apa benda. Memang tu dia punya trademark dia. Itu memang bapak I punya. Lepas tu Hussein, Hassan pula bagi tahu the same thing juga. Belongs to my father. Okay. So the judge requested for evidence. He brought forth testimony, witnesses, shahadah from his 2 children lah, below the age of 18. Lepas tu hakim tu kata, look, since your children are below age, so therefore their testimony is not accepted as shahadah. We cannot accept that. So in short, you do not have enough proof to show that this shield belongs to you. So the judge dismissed Sayyidina Ali punya case and claimed that and announced, declared that the shield belongs to the Jew. Okay, what happened next was interesting. So dah settle case tu, the Jew datang jumpa Saidina Ali, ya Amirul Mukminin, I apologize. This shield belongs to you. I wanted to see how justice is done in the courts, And I see, even though you're an Amirul Mukminin, the judge still implemented the evidence where he requested you to bring evidence. And when you brought your son, the evidence was not strong, he rejected. And I won the case. But actually, this is yours. So cerita pasal Saidina Ali and the Jew. Okay, so it shows that evidence is important. So if your evidence is not strong, it cannot be accepted for you to win the case. Okay, next. Okay, so Rasulullah kata, you came to me for adjudication. Okay, for those who make false claim. Perhaps some of you are cleverer, better in argument than the other. If I should educate in favor of a person against his brother based on his statement, which the latter is in reality is in the right, then I am allotting him a piece of hellfire. Let him not take it. So maknanya, as a judge, you have to be fair, because kaki dah sebelah masuk neraka. So kalau you salah kasih judgement, implikasinya teruk lah. In this case, he said, I'm allotting him a piece of hellfire. Okay, next. So there's another narration from Salma where she said, the Prophet said, I am but a human to whom you bring your dispute. Perhaps one of you is more eloquent in his proof. I will give judgment according to what is presented before me. If whatever I decide for him is actually part of his brother's right, you must not take any of it, for I am giving him a portion of hellfire. Okay? Sama juga, the same thing, but in a slightly different version. Okay, next. Okay, so itu kita punya first point. First point is what? Apa kita punya first point tadi? Ulang balik. Boleh tak pergi balik? Yang point. Apa dia? Cannot hear you, apa dia? Apa kita punya first point tadi?
As they restrain to falsehood and ostentatiate.
Okay, thank you. So this comes to our second point. To ensure that one's claim is upheld to avoid perjury. So you have to have an actual claim substantiated with actual evidence. Okay, you cannot rely on false evidence. Okay, so the question arises, who should prove the case? So you have the hadith of the Prophet, al-Bayyinah ala mudda'i wal yamin ala man ankara. Evidence is on the person who claims, and the oath is on who denies. If you make a claim, you need to come up with evidence. Okay, if the person who denies kena ambil oath lah. I can say example dia dalam kes contoh kes harta sepencarian. Harta sepencarian means the property, whatever property acquired during the course of your marriage is harta sepencarian. Okay, you divorce with your husband. Okay, and then you want to make a claim. Katalah you ada rumah dekat country height worth dalam 10 million. And you tell the judge, look, I made a direct contribution to this house. In fact, I financed 90% of the house, purchase of the house. Okay. You did show documents to court, but they are documents only after calculating all the receipts, whatnot. The documents came up to the amount of 5 million. You are unable to prove the remaining 4 million. So the court will only give you judgment based on what you can prove, that your direct contribution there is only 5 million as opposed to 9 million, the one you claimed earlier. Faham ya? So you need to show proof. So you as the person making the claim, you must provide proof to court that, look, unless you have document worth the 9 million, is to show proof that I actually bought the house, then the judge will rule in your favor. Okay. So this maxim, al-Bayyinah ala mudda'i wal yamin man alaman ankara, is stated in section 73. So if you look at your evidence, exactly the wording, the same. Okay, next. Okay. So you cannot fabricate, you cannot it's not to say you cannot. You boleh bawa evidence yang tak betul, yang palsu. Tapi eventually ketika bicara, benda tu akan keluar. Dokumen ni palsu. Masa tu you lagi teruk. Okay. So you can refer to the hadith of Salmah just now. Okay. So the duty of the judge is to make sure that every claim is based on evidence which is true. So this is a hadith. I adjudicate based on visible evidence before me, while Allah administers the invisible one. Okay. This reminds me tau, yang apa tu KJ yang dimenang tu kan, anugerah bintang popular dekat radio tu kan. So masa dia punya acceptance speech, he said, I do what I can, Allah will do what I can't. So meaning you buat apa you nampak. Yang tak nampak tu, tu kerja Allah. Sama macam ni, hadis ni. I educate based on the visible evidence before me, while Allah administers the invisible one, but you cannot see. That's not our duty. Okay, next. Okay, so the third point is to help the judge to arrive at the just decision. Okay, that's why when you go to court, after you present your case, you have the examination in chief, you have the cross-examination, you have the re-examination, you bring your witness, everything, the court will ask you to make a submission, a written submission. Why? Because the judge wants to make sure that he's deciding based on the proper law, based on justice, rather than based on his whims and fancies. Tak ada. Dia kena betul-betul arrive to a just decision. Okay. So it's your duty during the submission, put everything in, all the law inside. So the judge can decide. It can help him to come to a just decision. Okay. So you have surah An-Nisa ayat 58. Okay. Next. Okay. So these are basically the authority for importance of proof. You have Surah An-Nisa 58, Al-Ma'idah 8 and 42, Surah An-Nahla ayat 90, Surah As-Sad ayat 26, Surah An-Nisa 135, Al-Baqarah 282. So we'll see the next one. Okay, I want you to remember this ayat, not the whole thing lah. I akan baca starting ayat this one, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wa idza hakamtum bainan nasi an tahkumu bil adl. Innallaha na'iman ya'izukum bih. Okay. So kita ambil dekat sini. And that when judge between men, you judge with justice. So we take from wa idza hakamtum bainan nasi an tahkumu bil adl. Itu saja you kena hafal. That's An-Nisa 58. Next. Okay, Al-Ma'idah 42. So what is important is the last part. Wa in hakam ta fahkum bainahum bil qis innallaha yuhibbul muqsitin. And if you judge with justice between them, verily Allah loves those who act justly. Okay, next. Okay, you have Surah Al-Ma'idah 8. Ya ayyuhalladzina okay, kita ambil. Ya ayyuhalladzina amanu kunu qawamina lillahi syuhada'a bil qist. O you who believe, stand firmly for Allah and be just witnesses. Okay, next. Okay. Surah An-Nahla tu, I rasa you ambil yang part yang pasal justice tu. Nanti you check ayat dia. Anbay al-Qura zil. You ambil this part. Surely Allah enjoins justice. I rasa ayat ni macam terbalik tau. I think it should be innallaha ya'muruna bil adl wal ihsan. Terbalik. Masa I copy tu dia macam terbalik sikit ayat dia. Kita kena betulkan balik. Next. Okay, Surah As-Sad. Okay, we did indeed make thee a vicegerent on earth. So judge thou between men in truth and justice. Yeah. Wala bil khalqin nasi baina fahkumal ardi. Nanti simak balik ayat ni. Okay, next. Okay, and then we have Surah An-Nisa. O you who believe, stand firmly for justice as witnesses to Allah, even though it is against yourself, your parents, or your kin. Be rich or poor, Allah is better protected to both. Okay. Next. Okay, jadi all the ayat ni, there is a demand for us to do justice, to give evidence, to the truth, for the sake of Allah. Kita ni kalau kita fikir pasal Allah, kita takut tau. Kita nak bercakap benar. Pasal kita punya fitrah kita ni baik. Fitrah kita ni bukan jahat tau. Kita ni memang dilahirkan baik. So it's natural for us to want to speak the truth. Want to act justly. It's natural. So stick to that. Okay? Next. Okay, so we have the hadith. The first hadith is, shall I not tell you who is the best witnesses? The one who bring his testimony before he was asked for it. Okay, he tells his testimony before he is asked for. So, who's the best witness? You give testimony, bila orang tak tanya pun, you bagi tahu the truth. Itu yang paling baik sekali. Okay? So, daripada Ummu Salamah, she said, I am but a man to whom you bring your dispute. Perhaps one of you is more eloquent in his arguments than the other. Therefore, my decision is based on what I heard from him. Those that I have decided for him a right that is his brother's right due to his eloquence of speech. Let him not take it, for I have granted for him a piece of hellfire. Okay, next. Ada lagi tak? Okay. So we have 4 cases here. Mustafa Bacha against Habibah. Zainuddin versus Anita. Murshida Mustaqim versus Hasim Abdullah. Tuan Bidah bin Tuan Kundo and Jusuh bin Seman. Okay, so we look into the first case. I'll only cover 2 cases. Mustafa Bacha against Habibi. This is a very interesting case tau. Ni pasal kes talak 3. Okay. Mustafa Bacha, he pronounced, I divorce you talak 3 to his wife. So in Selangor, okay, if talak 3 is talak 3, especially when the parties are mazhab Syafi'i. So when you pronounce talak 3, whether you mean it or you tak mean it, tetap jatuh talak 3. It's still 3 talak. And what happened in this case, he confessed that he did pronounce 3 talak at one go. So the court said that this is in fact 3 talak. So the implication of 3 talak, meaning that you and your wife cannot rujuk. You cannot reconcile with your wife. If you want to go back to your wife has to marry another person. After they dah marry another person, have sex with that person, then that man divorce her, and you can go back to your wife. Other than that, you cannot. Okay, this is the effect of talak 3. So he wasn't happy with the talak 3. He filed for appeal, you know. It went to the court of ulang bicara. So there he said that actually, yang Arif, I was under influence of black magic, he said. I couldn't see here. I didn't realize what I was saying. It was not me, it was someone else. He was saying that, you know. I kena black magic. Okay. Tapi what happened in this case, he could not bring forth an expert opinion to confirm that there was black magic. He couldn't. So when it's in court, in court, you have to prove what you claim. So when you claim that you recite the talak based on black magic, because influence of black magic, when you cannot produce any evidence to support that, therefore the case was rejected. Faham eh? Ni very easy to remember. Mustafa Pasha, talak 3, black magic. Okay, next. Okay, we have the case of Tuan Bidah bin Tuan Kundo lawan Jusuh bin Saman. This is case harta pencarian. Okay. They have many properties. They have harta alih, movable properties, immovable property. Immovable property is rumah, land, house, you know, kebun. Okay, those are immovable property. Kalau movable, how cars, jewelry, what else? Furniture, all those are movable property. Okay. So what happened here was that this is a claim for hartas pencarian. The wife claimed for hartas pencarian. So in cases, in any claim in court, when you make the claim, you must prove the claim. Okay. She claimed that she had contributed to the construction of the house. Okay. Ini dia punya claim tau. Husband dia buat counter claim. Husband dia kata, oh, there was an agreement between the plaintiff and the defendant that upon the divorce, she will not claim for anything. However, he failed to produce such agreement. So in absence of the agreement, the counterclaim failed. So the hakim teruskan dengan wife ni lah, punya claim. Dia kata dia contribute 30% for the construction of the house. Okay. Tapi there was no evidence for that particular contribution. So the court only awarded her 1/3 sahaja. Okay. So at the same time dia ada buat claim tau untuk apa ni movable property, rumah, kereta, saving, whatnot. Tapi she couldn't prove that. So the court did not grant her hartas pencarian for. Okay. So she was not granted the right for hartas pencarian, not because she didn't have any right, tapi pasal she couldn't prove her claim. Because in court you have to prove your claim. In absence of that memang dia tak dapat. Dia punya sumbangan tidak langsung memang dia dapat. She got wanted lah. Yeah. So daripada case ni kena faham without evidence you cannot win the case. You cannot get what you want. You have to show to court you have evidence in the case. Okay, next. Okay. So to conclude, Islam demands justice to be done in all cases. Therefore, it would be unjust if the judgment is given against a person without supported by evidence. As in Islam, a person is innocent unless proven otherwise. So ni based on the legal maxim al-aslu bara'atuz zimmah. Okay. Seorang itu innocent till proven otherwise. Boleh? Okay, any questions so far? Ada soalan?
No, madam.
Faham ke? Do you understand? Ya, apa dia? Faham? Okay. Okay, thank you for the thumbs up. Okay, so we have another class tomorrow, right? Petang kan? Class kita, right?
Yes, madam.
5 to 6 kan?
4 to 5.
Oh, 4 to 5. I start tengok. Okay, Alia Nasrin, nanti you tolong buat Google Meet kita still buat Google lagi. Because I'm still on MC. I tak nak gerak banyak sangat tangan I ni. I cannot drive at the moment. So, nanti I'll see you tomorrow. Apa dia? What?
Madam, I
Alright,
think your
madam.
mic was echoing.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, I'll see you tomorrow 4 to 5 online Nanti Alia Nasrin tolong create another link untuk Google Meet. I'll share the notes later. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.